Well, we are joined right now on the phone with James McMullen. He is a fire expert. He is the retired Chief California State Fire Marshal and President of the McMullen Company. Mr. McMullen, are you on the phone with us?
I am on the phone with you, yes.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Obviously, you know the big story here is this fire that is just raging and was at one point out of control tonight. We are happy to report 70% of that fire is under control and contained. Being from out west and working out west, you've, I'm sure, experienced a lot of the fires that have been spread by wind, and that being that driving force that really sparks the fire to move. Wind was really a factor for us here in Jersey today. Did you think, or when you were watching the video, what was your impression of how this fire was being fought?
Well, the firefighters appear to be fighting the fire in the proper way. We're attempting to make a fire break along the boardwalk on Lincoln Avenue, as I could see from the video. And they're using ladder trucks. That is aerial ladder trucks. They have the ability to apply water at an elevated area and get above the fire and play water down onto the fire, which is very effective firefighting for this type of urban conflagration. And that's what this is. This is what they call an urban conflagration, where you have a city fire that's moving building to building. And they were doing a very effective job and have effectively contained and now controlled the fire, it appears. And that's due to extreme efforts on the part of all the firefighters involved, which I understand there's 400 or so, and it's a tribute to the New Jersey mutual aid system that they were able to bring that many firefighters together and control the fire with what appeared to be 35 engine companies. Those are pumpers, engine companies. They pump the water. And 15 ladder companies, which are aerial ladders, which bring the water to the upper strata and pour water directly onto the top of the fire very effectively in suppressing the fire. And I thought they did a great job.
I liked the phrase you used, that this was really an urban, you had to fight this a different way. This was an urban fire. One of the things that the firefighters did, and kudos to the firefighters, as you were mentioning, 400 plus firefighters out there, and they remain out there tonight. They dug trenches, trying to kind of cut off the fire and the spread of the fire. We saw video here at FiOS, one of them actually digging up streets. They were digging up 20-foot as I mentioned, trenches. Can you explain to our audience how important it was to really cut the fire off and why firefighters chose to do that?
That is what we call fire breaks. They're attempting to break the fire, which appear to be progressing to the north, tracking the wind. And that's what fire does. It tracks the wind. The wind moves the fire. And if you can cut a fire break, in this case trenches, and in some cases they have actually used individual streets in cities, but it is a common methodology for stopping a urban wildfire such as that is moving from building to building, or urban conflagration, by cutting a break so that it's an area where they can make a stand. You can't make a stand if the fire is just moving in building to building in one of the individual buildings. You have to have a break so that there's an area where you can apply your hose streams and actually attack the fire and stop its progress.
All right, Mr. McMullen, we thank you for your time. Wonderful insight right now on exactly what those firefighters were doing. 400 firefighters on the ground tonight, 70% contained, so quite a remarkable job.